For sure. Welcome back to episode 1 of Training for Podcast.
Yes, sir.
We are definitely in the chasing the bag segment. Both of y'all chasing your bag. Y'all doing what the hell y'all like to do. Y'all love to do it, and we're gonna talk about it. That's what's up on my page.
Are you sitting on it?
I think so. Oh no.
You looking in the bathroom?
Matter of fact, we're not gonna talk about it. Dang, where you go?
It's about them shoes. The shoes, the orange shoes by your head.
It's hanging tight, y'all.
No, the shoes, the little orange looking shoes. That's not it.
The Casamigos is definitely it.
Oh my gosh.
This is the wrong. Oh no, it's not. Okay. So we've done talking about the whole relationship thing. But I'm gonna turn gears and go to the Will Smith and Chris Rock thing because that has a lot to do with relationships. And being that y'all are married, what's y'all take on that? The whole Will Smith slap and what he did it for and why he did it.
I don't like that he slapped him. I don't like that he got up there and slapped him. I understand that the dude, Chris Rock, made Jada feel bad. I understand that. And if I was in a situation and I looked over and saw that
You would
Jessica...
slap him too.
No, I wouldn't say, all right, babe, I'm going to handle it. Because, I mean, especially at the point I am in my life right now, we don't need to be fighting people. Like, we need to be adults about situations and be able to talk things out and be like, look, what you did was wrong. I don't appreciate it. She don't. I need an apology. Now, I'm a gentleman till I got to be a gangster. Now, if it gets to that point, oh yeah, we about to go do this. But the fact that he got up and slapped that man on national television, I lost a little bit of respect for him. I ain't really like that. Yeah.
I agree. I'm not here for it. Like, I just thought.
Why though?
I honestly thought it was wickety whack whack. Honestly, like, I just feel like, okay, let's break it down, right? So, because we found out later that it obviously was not a stunt, and there was like some history that happened between, I guess, Chris Rock and Jada and all that.
Yeah.
Years ago.
But
like,
wasn't it an open marriage?
Yeah, but I think that there was
some from the entitlement.
Yeah, but I think that the beef that Chris Rock and Will and all them had was about like boycotting the Oscars, something like
it was.
that. Yeah,
Because he said something about
you wasn't invited.
Yeah, and yeah, but anyway, so I think that so Chris Rock said his little joke, right? And I will say this as a woman, right? First of all, I think it took a minute for a lot of people for the joke to even register. Like, wait, what? Yeah, we did too. We had to Google it too. And the girl in the movie is bald, and Jada is bald. I will say this, unpopular opinion. I think that the joke was not as crucial for you to feel the need to get up at the highest point of your career on the biggest stage right now and slap that man because he made a joke about your wife being bald comparing to some movie character.
But she's bald because alopecia.
She's bald because alopecia, not because she has cancer.
Her having alopecia is the equivalent to an old man balding. It's not detrimental to her health. It's men in the NFL that have alopecia that go and compete at a high level every day.
Oh, look at LeBron James.
Chill out. I'm talking about real life dudes got no hair, no eyebrows, no facial hair. Like for you to come on now.
I will say this because I was reading articles and all this stuff, right? If I got in the shower one day and my hair started coming out in clumps in my hands, I'm gonna be very upset too, right? I'm also going to understand that, boom, I've decided to come on this platform and talk about it, right? Let the world know what's going on with me. Jada has had short hair for a while, and she's always looked good. So let's add that. Let's add that because we didn't even know she had alopecia. We was like, oh shit, Jada look good. Like, yeah. You know, at least you look good. But anyway, so I think that if we were in that position, sitting in the very front row at the Oscars, celebrating my man's achievements, knowing good and damn well that he should have had an achievement of this caliber a long time ago.
Right.
Let's not sabotage this moment that is about you because he made a joke about a movie character. Like,
but all right, so listen to this. So being that she has alopecia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe she was crying all day, all night. She had to go to her man crying like, "Oh, babe, the world would think you beautiful," but she probably don't think she beautiful.
That's
And
true.
I don't want to sound insensitive to the fact that she got alopecia.
Neither do I.
But like Jessica said, she's been bald majority of her career by choice.
Yeah.
Or so we thought.
Right.
Oh,
yeah.
Right.
It could have been the same thing going.
Yeah, because she didn't even start talking about it until later.
Right. But if we go, let's not talk about embarrassment and her being sad about it. Come on now.
Right.
This man been embarrassed
For like
forever.
Yeah, for years.
Like we ain't see her get up and slap nobody. Why he gotta get up on the biggest stage at the biggest time of his life and slap this man for
Because you
making
had
a
your
joke?
feelings hurt. And he's a comedian.
Right.
That's what he does.
Like I would have been like, babe, I understand that you upset and you my wife, so I'm gonna handle that when the cameras go off.
But the thing is, he was laughing. He was dying.
He was
Nah,
laughing. That's
he was
another
dead.
thing.
And
Because that
that's
shit
why-
was funny to
And
him
that's why I
too.
lost a little bit of respect for him because I'm like, you laughed and then you looked over and was like, oh, I gotta go slap him.
Like, did you see that meme?
That's fraud.
When she
That's
was
fraudulent.
like, Will,
Mm-hmm.
William.
Right.
You saw that meme and,
But
and he
I
was like,
was
alright,
gonna say
like,
that. I think she like said do something. Like, I had
or
to do
or
something.
I
Yes,
think
because she
that,
controls that man, bro.
and I just think that he looked over and saw like she probably like had her head down or something because you could tell her whole body
Yeah, her whole
language
body language changed.
changed, but it was just like. I don't know, and maybe she didn't. Maybe she didn't tell him to go do that or gave him a look. Maybe she didn't do none of that. Maybe he decided he was gonna get up and do that.
After
Which
laughing that hard though.
I
He
just,
he's dead. He's like,
like knee slapping. You feel me?
I mean, I agree with Eric. I think that there's a time and a place for everything, and I just think that he's doing what comedians do,
Yeah.
like,
And
and they hurt people's feelings even way worse.
Because I think that's a bad message to send. That if you go to a comedy act and you in the front row and you know they joke on you a little bit, so now that gives people the right to walk up there and slap folks because they upset.
All right, so
But
what
you
about
got
this?
your
Because you know,
feelings.
like being a host, you have to go by
A script.
the script, and then of course not the Grammys, Oscars see like, oh, all right, you said this joke, oh, that's cool. They
Right.
cleared it. They cleared
Right.
the joke.
Right,
Uh-huh.
They ain't think gonna hit the way it hit.
right.
No pun
I don't
intended.
think it should have hit the way it hit. Honestly.
Funny, bro.
Oh God. I'm so slow.
I mean, shit. I mean, I feel like I agree with y'all. Like the whole as far as he's a comedian, because if my nigga feelings was hurt and I'm laughing, I'm like, oh.
You want to go slap him?
Hell yeah, go slap him.
No, why? You laughed. You the wrong one. You should have slapped yourself. You had no you.
I don't know, man.
But
It's
then
hard.
I was watching this video actually last night about this behavioral analyst dissecting the whole entire situation, and it was very like eye opening. But one thing that he said that kind of stood out to me was these are actors and actresses, right? So they know that they're sitting on that bottom floor, and the camera is going to pan them at some point, one way or another. They don't know when, but the camera is going to pan them, so they have to be on point at all times.
Of course.
So whatever it was that Chris Rock said, even if it wasn't funny, they were going to laugh because that's what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, don't just be sitting there like the camera. You know what I'm saying? You
Gotcha.
boom on cue. Like
That makes sense.
that's what you have to do.
No, but he was dead.
That's what and that's what I was about to say. It's like no, but that was a genuine laugh.
Yeah, it was.
So you laughed because you thought the joke was funny.
Yeah.
And then you decided, oh, but you hurt my wife's feelings. So now I'm going to get up and I'm going to smack
Yeah,
you.
well, maybe he could have did it after he got his award. Because everybody's saying, oh, he missed up the whole night and X, Y, and Z. But
Just
he
put
could
a
have
damper on the whole
he could have accepted his
thing.
award. And when he went backstage, yo, nigga, he could have hit him up backstage.
Right,
let
I
him
agree.
be.
And that's my point. It didn't have to.
I
be
mean,
like
I
it
definitely
is.
would have done like a little something to Eric, like okay, whoa,
like,
chill, whoa, like.
I see you in the back.
And that's what I'm saying. Like,
but sorry, baby, to cut you off. The behavioral analyst was dissecting like Chris Rock's behavior too, and was saying that he thinks that Chris Rock genuinely did not know that Will was about to come up there.
Because
be aggressive.
He was smiling the whole time. Like,
he should have knew. Nah, he should have knew. He's stupid for that.
He was smiling.
Cause you up there with your hands behind your back. He ain't about to come give you no hug.
Right.
Or like you said, you thought he was gonna like say something on the mic, but then we found out there's no microphone.
Right.
Huh?
Like, you know how people like come up and be
usually
like, oh,
sometimes they have a pull the mic, but he had the thing in his ear.
Oh.
But I'm like, if any man is walking up to me like, you could tell body language that it ain't about to be nothing friendly. You need to protect yourself.
Right.
I think Chris Rock, he held his composure though.
He did, yeah.
But I think he's also used to that. Not necessarily. No. Not like physical altercation, but he's used to like people saying things from the audience. You know what I mean? Saying bad things, nasty things, mean things, and him having to keep his composure. You know, like he's a comedian and he's built for the stage. Like,
I honestly feel like the social media world got a hold of this whole thing because had it not been for social media, Will Smith would have been sitting there and being a comedian. Like, that's it. Like, that's all you could do. But he knew as soon as he said that shit, it's gonna hit the shade room, hit neighborhood show, hit everything. And look, the roles got reversed. Chris Rock sales going up, and he getting canceled on Netflix for a show that he just.
And that's why I feel like it was a bad decision.
It was, but
at the highest point of your career, like you just.
And you know what's crazy is because like you may agree with it, but he knew he was wrong because he cried throughout his whole speech.
Yeah, but you know what? He did what I did. You know, he'll go to his after party and turn the fuck up.
You better.
Yeah,
because you sick to your stomach, so you better drink all your sorrows away.
He lost a lot of endorsements, and I feel sorry for him. But look, Will Smith, man,
that's what you get.
You still want it.
Man, your wife been embarrassing you. Man, next question.
Yeah, like we ain't gonna get into all that, but like that's where a lot of my decision coming from, like how much she's embarrassed him.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, don't nobody care that you sad.
Not because he made a little ball.
And then Will been crying for 3 years straight, and all they do is make memes about him and make fun of him. She gets sad about a ball joke, and it's like, oh, Will need to get up and slap her.
Yeah, and he's a protector, and he protected his woman. Don't protect me like that.
That's lame.
Because that wasn't necessary. Like.
Oh, y'all just so freaking
we
mature and just. I'm sorry that I have.
I just think that there's like. I just think that there's bigger fish to fry, and I think that even as a woman, like with my husband, like this is a huge accomplishment. What we're not going to do is diminish it. Because now no one's even going to be even thinking about it.
Had that would have been like my dad or my brother or anybody. We handle him after. You bet not even. EJ, if you. We gonna fight. We gonna fight.
What's crazy is like the amount of privilege.
Yeah.
Because they should have arrested bro. Right.
Yeah.
Come on. You can't just be.
Or kicked him out.
Enough for my uncle now.
You gotta go backstage. You can't just sit down like nothing.
But they say they tried to kick him out.
But Chris Rock gangster was like, I'm not gonna press charges. Yeah. That was gangster.
Because he knew what was coming after that. All those movies that you
right. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Trash it.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, he was like, the people gonna take care of you. I ain't gotta do nothing.
That's exactly what they did.
They said Chris Rock from Bed Stuy. He ain't finna press charges.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
Yeah, Google that.
Cause we from there.
Alright. I don't know the police now, but. What about the Ari and G Herbo situation? I know, like, off camera, y'all saying y'all know much about it. So, like, a little rundown. G Herbo, Ari used to date. They was toxic as hell. Quote unquote, allegedly, because you know I'm on podcast now, so I gotta use allegedly. Right, allegedly, G Herbo used to beat her. I don't know how, because Ari was she's
aggressive on all the videos,
right? And I went on YouTube and I watched all the videos, but whatever. So he wound up dating Fabulous stepdaughter, Tayana. the baby was G Herbo baby was like a couple months old.
Mm.
So she was around.
Right.
She
She
definitely
been around.
Yeah, so she watched him grow up.
Yeah.
Right.
Fast forward to a couple weeks ago, the baby said, "Oh, he had like a scrape on his knee, and what happened? Oh, Tayana threw a pillow at me and fell. I hate her. He said I'm gonna shoot her. I'm gonna call the
little
cops."
boy
The little boy said that. Yeah.
How old is he now?
3, 4, 5.
They growing. Them celebrity kids grow fast.
Yeah, for
They
real.
really do.
So yeah, and that's when, for some reason, I don't know why the hell Ari came to social media and said this. Went on live and said, "Oh, my baby don't like your girlfriend." No, call her the babysitter. Call her the babysitter. But she's about your
Now
child
you're
for so long,
discrediting?
right? And then because G Herbo was like, "Oh, I miss my child." You know how.
Yeah, haven't seen my
Yeah,
baby.
yeah. And that's when she just went off like, "Oh, you seen him the other day and you dropped him off for one day and left." But whatever. So yeah, Ari's just been like tripping out lately.
Wanna say something?
Nah, you go ahead.
I
I'm
think
still trying to process.
I mean, I think it's whack.
Yeah.
Like, this girl, first of all, you're being childish,
Mm-hmm.
disrespecting and discrediting me by calling me the babysitter. Like, before all of this was what it was, I was just your ex's girlfriend. You know what I mean? Now we gotta go into all these other things. Like, you know good and well that I'm not. You're not doing anything but trying to, I'm sure, get clout or, whatever. But I think that this is also a girl who has been around your child
For so long.
Like, you know that girl ain't did nothing to your baby. Like, come
But
on
even
now.
if so, I feel like.
And he's gonna shoot her. Like,
He said that on live. He said I'm gonna shoot her.
And from the looks of
Oh
it,
my
Herbo
God.
love his kid.
Yeah.
I don't think he would be with a woman that's detrimental to his
Right.
kid. Honestly.
But the crazy thing about
and
it is,
continue to have kids.
right? She
Exactly, right.
made a recording and was like, G Herbert's on the phone and was like, "Son, did she really do this? Like, what happened?" And he just kept going like, "Yeah." But I just felt like Ari just so aggressive. So just like, you got that one parent like, "Oh, I said," like, yeah. I hate her. Sure.
Yeah.
That
he was
yeah.
like coerced into.
Can't really touch on that because we don't know none of the behind the scenes. I'ma just say like, I just don't think G Herbo would be with a woman that's harming his child.
Mm-hmm.
But I know he not always around. Can't put nothing past nobody. But from the looks of what Ari has showed us, she put stuff out there showing us the type of woman that she is.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't really
I
take her
think that
side.
it kind of speaks volumes.
Right, exactly, right.
And then the girl's birthday was the other day. And Ari posted pictures from her birthday. Bitch, your birthday 9 years old. Yeah, fucking October. Why he posted shit on your birthday?
Right.
And then that's when.
Just be an
That's
extra.
petty,
Like,
petty. Real
it's
petty.
exhausting.
And Tayana finally came and said like, "Oh, I love your child. Like, I wouldn't ever like shit like that."
Right.
Posted
And she knows that.
videos from
Them chilling, you know.
baby,
live.
like baby,
Right.
baby. And she like, "Oh, you got 20 seconds to delete it, or I'm gonna post something." And she deleted it.
What?
She definitely deleted it.
Probably because she's just like, look, you're trying to make me out to be this person that I'm not. So I guess I have to defend myself in some way, shape, or form. But I'm also not gonna go into this deep hole with you over social media. Like,
I think Ari still want Herbo. Honestly,
I
at the end of the
think
day,
I said-
I think she still
that
wants
she
him.
used to be with. Didn't her and somebody
Oh,
break up?
the boxer guy.
Moneybag Yo. Who's with
She
Moneybag
she
Yo?
with Bag right now.
Yeah, but she used to be with the boxer guy.
Javante
Yeah,
Davis.
Javante.
Okay, but right now she's with Moneybag Yo.
Mhm.
Okay.
But yeah, so Herbert can't see his child unless Tayana not there.
Well, she's gonna be
She on
around because
Adrenal
she's
right
about
now?
to have his
Oh, no.
his third baby.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, that's. Don't have kids and do things like this.
Really.
Yeah.
But yeah, enough of that. I just had to put that little entertainment piece in there.
What's your favorite?
Both of you guys play sports. Eric, you played pro football, and Jessica, for people who don't know, she plays softball.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
She plays softball. So,
And I ran a a little bit of track. Y'all need to.
Oh yeah.
You
Most
play
of
some
ran
soccer
track.
too?
Oh,
You play some
soccer.
soccer?
Stop! Don't do that.
Athletic.
You know what?
Athletic.
Next question. Not really too much.
EJ, how was your high school football career?
I would say the second best time of me playing football in my life. Like, it ain't nothing like Friday Night Lights, bro. Walking out that stadium, seeing all your friends and family in the stands cheering you on. And at that time, you playing football for the pure love of the game. Well, I know at my time in high school we were. Now it's high school football is even a business.
Yeah.
But back when I was in high school, it was just fun, bro. Like I wasn't worried about how much I weighed or what somebody else was doing. I knew I just had to go out there and fight for the man next to me. And that's what really made high school football so great was the brotherhood that we had. Because I've never felt it again playing football. Like not in college, not in the pros. When we was in high school, we had dinners together every night before the game. And we would go out there knowing like, I can't let this man down because he gonna give it everything he got. And then me being so young, when I began to play varsity football, I played with some dogs. Like, them boys weren't playing no games, so I knew like every day I got to be on my A game because everybody else around me on their A game. And I think that's what brought us so close and what made it so fun.
So I know like when you play high school football, you play high school football, like 9th to like 10th grade is like pure fun.
Right.
But when you realize you want to do this forever and this is your life, like oh damn, I got a scholarship now.
Right.
So how's that like? How what's that transition like?
That's a good question.
It is.
Ooh, that's a really good question.
For me, it honestly was easy because from playing recreational football, I knew like this is something that I want to do. So I always knew, like, not to toot my own horn, but my work ethic was always different from everybody else's. I was always preparing for the next step. So when I was making that transition, I already had in my mind like nothing's gonna change. We gonna keep working hard because nothing is given, and everything that you want from this game, you gotta work for, and it can be taken from you like that with the simplest injury or somebody speaking bad on you, not getting your shot. So it was fairly easy. Like I enjoyed the process, but it was fun.
Yeah. You said it's fun. You took it serious. Fun fact: I thought I was going pro because of EJ because this nigga right here. We played neighborhood football. I thought the camera was rolling for real. If you missed a catch, he's cursing you out like the coach. Look, I'm gonna go home.
Sounds about right.
I'm gonna go home.
I don't need this.
I don't need this. I played neighborhood football and I thought I wanted to be a football player. No, that's a fact. That's a real fact.
For y'all that don't know, but like Hollydale football was legit.
No, yeah.
We had teams, we had playbooks.
Yeah.
We traveled to other neighborhoods and had scheduled games. Like
That's a fact.
Oh
it was
my
serious.
God.
We wasn't playing by that. We had a North and South Hollydale game. Like it was lit, bro. We had fun.
And our home was
A
across the
lot of
street from my
boys.
house.
Where are all these boys?
They came.
They
I
came.
promise you they came.
all the time.
And if they don't come, we go.
Improvise. Like, we
Oh, Torrance, just go there. You missed practice anyway. Just go up there. You know, shit like that. Like it was serious.
Like we had practice. We had practice leading up to our freaking travel games to the other neighborhoods.
Y'all walking.
Right.
When I was on our bikes.
Oh, but
Bikes.
and we had lunch because that's when Charlotte worked at Little Caesars.
Oh yeah, for sure. Or we'd stop at the crib, like mom dude, like whip us some sandwiches real quick.
Sandwiches done with anything.
Or hit the candy lady down the street.
No, for real. Like I just, So I knew from there. I'm like, oh yeah, this is serious.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's legit.
And I made sure I carried that attitude everywhere I went. And I tried to, especially the people that was like close with me on my teams, I tried to let them know like, I ain't playing no games. Like I'll never forget one time at Fair Oak, my boy Ryan, he was on the team one year. It was his first year playing, and he had gotten the game. You know, he ain't played that much, but he got the game, and I was like, Ryan, like, bro, fuck this up. Like, like we on the big stage right now. I need you to do your thing. But
Not the big stage.
yeah, that's just how. And I think it made other people better though. I think it helped people realize like, okay. It ain't always just fun and games. Like sometimes if you want to do things, you got to take it serious.
I think that kind of molded you to who you are now. I feel like all your friends were like leaning towards you for advice or like it's weird to say because we all the same age, but like a kind of like a father figure.
Dang, word, that's crazy.
Cause it's like
Yeah.
like EJ, like what would EJ do in the situation?
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Or like things like even like us together in the group, like people admire you, your work ethic, like how you treat people, like you're all around it, good dude.
It touched me, like, especially at the wedding when all my friends was getting up and speaking on my behalf. I was like, dang, because you know I'm just being me.
Mhm.
I'm not doing nothing extravagant. Like I'm not forcing anything. It's just how I am, and you know people noticed it, and I appreciated that. Like, okay, my hard work doesn't go unnoticed. People actually appreciate like what I'm doing and the effort that I put forth. That was dope.
Right. So as far as like the whole football thing, I know like Alabama was your favorite team,
It was.
and you wanted to go to Alabama, you wanted to do this, or then you switched it up like,
Alabama, yes.
you said I think you said Clemson one time.
I did. I used to
You
like
said Clemson
too.
one time, and then you ended up at Mercer.
Mhm.
Like, did that pay a toll? Like, oh damn, like I'm not where I want to be at, but I'm still gonna grind on. Cause like no matter what school you went to, I just knew
You gonna go out?
you gonna go off.
Yeah.
Because that's just the type of person you are.
For sure, it was definitely a slap in the face because I know back in high school I had the same schedule every day. I would go in the library in the morning, and me and LaMarcus we would send out highlight tapes to everybody in the country, every coach in the country, every day. And watching other players' highlight tapes, we used to compare ourselves. You know, comparison is the thief of joy, but we would see the other kids' highlight tapes and be like, they not built like us, but they had all the offers and we had nothing. And it was other teams that we'd be playing against, and we smacking them every week, but they got all the offers and we got nothing. So at a certain point, I was like, okay, you know, I'm gonna just, you got to take what you can get. And I also felt like our coaches didn't believe in us enough to push us to those big schools.
Right.
But once I got into college and started playing against those big schools, of course there was a difference, but I felt like it was because of the effort that those coaches and those programs put into their players. It clicked in my head like, if I was at this school, I would be just like them. Because at the end of my career, when I compared my stats to the players that was in the draft, killing them.
Right.
I'm like, bro, y'all not. I'm leading the team in tackles almost every year at the safety position. That's unheard of.
Right.
I'm not supposed to make that many tackles, but I'm doing this constantly, every day. 110 pounds lighter than everybody else on the field.
Right.
A foot shorter than everybody else on the field. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know, it's a slap in the face, but I don't care because I know I put forth the effort that I had to do.
Right. And I commend you with that too. Shout out to the Marcus because both of y'all, like, I know y'all had like, y'all wanted to be in goddamn NFL.
Yeah.
And it's never too late.
Yeah, for sure.
But y'all still grind, y'all still work, and y'all still put all the effort into something y'all love to do.
Yeah.
So I commend both of y'all about that. Shout out to the Marcus.
Yeah, that's my mentor for people who don't know.
So shifting gears, like football. I mean, high school's finished. Mercer is finished. You get the call to go to Germany. Like, cause me, I freaked the fuck out. Cause like,
I still get like,
like, damn, overseas.
Yeah.
like
That's not a hop, skip, and jump. That's a hop, skip, jump.
over the water.
In a flight. In a flight. A long flight.
But I'm telling you, boy, I slept, I was
Days.
asleep.
Days.
Yeah, I was traveling though.
2 days, right?
3. Both times I was traveling for like 3
Imagine.
days.
I'm like, oh, fuck this shit.
Like he would come home and not even know what day, time, like,
Yeah.
am I hungry? Like, am I supposed to eat
Facts,
breakfast? Like,
yeah.
what? Yeah.
Didn't know nothing.
It's bright out here. Where we at? I'm asleep.
Trying to figure it out.
That joke was crazy.
How was that?
Man, it was a blessing. So when college football ended, like you said, I was underrated. Not getting a call from the NFL.
Good word.
Like they wasn't showing me the love. So at the time, one of our offensive coordinators, he pulled me in the office. He was like, "So what you trying to do after this?" And I was like, "Coach, I'm not done playing ball. Like I want to keep playing." So he was like, "Check out this website called Euro Players." So it's basically like a football website and Facebook mixed together, and it's like Facebook for football players. So you go on there, you put your football resume on there, you put your highlights, and you just start contacting teams. So after college ended, I was doing that junk every day, but just sending my stuff out to people. I was talking to Jessica about it, and then a team hit me back. The Lubeck Cougars, they hit me back and was like, "Yeah, we'd love to have you come out here."
Before COVID, right?
It was like right at the beginning.
Yes.
They was talking about it, but we didn't know nothing about it for real. They was talking about it, but we didn't really know. And when they hit me up, bro, like I broke down crying. I just like got on my knees and started crying. I started talking to my dad, God bless his soul, and I was like, "Hey, we gonna do something big." So after that, I forgot what break we was on, but we was on a little break. And then the pro day was coming up for Mercer, but I had already signed my contract for Lubeck, so I was like, I ain't even gonna do it. But I decided to do it like the day before. So I do the combine, and bro, I balled out. Like I went crazy, cause I was still working out, staying in shape, cause I knew I was gonna play some more ball, and I did good there. And I actually got an invite from the BC Lions, this is a team in the Canadian Football League, but I had already signed my contract, so you know me being loyal, I was like, dang, I ain't gonna be able to make it. So I ended up going to Germany, and bro, that was like a beautiful thing, cause it took me a minute to you know soak it all in, but I was like, bro, I'm 19, 20 years old, and I'm in a different country living my dream. Right. Who get to say that?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Like a lot of people don't get to say, like I'm not about to get rich or nothing, but I got to travel to a different country to do something that I enjoy doing.
And you'll never, ever have to look back on your life and say that you did not take that chance.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that first time, it was crazy, bro. I enjoyed it.
How do you feel, Jessica? I know you was in distraught.
A little bit, but I was proud.
Yeah.
I was just very proud. Like, I think the same way I just kind of felt like finally, like somebody's recognizing like how hard he works, because I mean, we ain't not seeing each other every day for no reason. Like he out there working, somebody better notice. Like, so I just felt very proud. Was I sad? Was I worried? Yeah, absolutely, of course. Especially because when he originally left, it was the whole like you said, COVID thing, you know, starting to kind of spark up, but it didn't get out of hand really.
Like we didn't know what was going on.
Right. No one knew the world was about to shut down.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, it's a different country. Like we're talking about what, 5-6 hour time difference. Like I got a lot of selfish reasoning.
But I mean, that's your man, so shit.
Right. Yeah. But I was just so happy, and I never said like, don't go.
Yeah.
You have to go.
You
have to. I'm like, you have to go. If you don't go for nobody else, like you have to go, because I'm telling you, like just like you said, like the experience. Like he's 19, 20 years old going to Germany. Like, huh? Like, and we're not talking about a mission trip, which are good, and we're not talking about like study abroad. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about
do what
something that he is passionate about. You know, and I was just proud.
It's still both out.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's crazy because the first time I went, it was the beginning of COVID. I never even got to play it down to football.
Mm-hmm.
So I was there for like 2 months.
Yeah, you came back home Mother's Day.
Yeah, I was out there playing Madden and working out. And when they told us like y'all can't play this year, we gotta send y'all home. Damn, I was like,
just paid for
yeah, we got paid for sure. But I just like when they told us that, I just went to the weight room and I was in there working out, listening to that Rod Wave, and just started crying, bro. Like in there just crying. And it wasn't because like I was in pain or anything, but it was like the chance that I get to do what I love professionally, and it gets snatched away from me. So I was just heartbroken.
But it was not in your control. It's out of your control.
It was.
But that's easier to say.
Yeah.
I mean,
but I was just so close.
Yeah.
I was just so close.
I mean, you were there.
I was there.
Yeah.
I say no.
Yeah, you were there.
But look at it. Next time you went.
Yeah, the second time I went out there and I actually did pretty good. I didn't play up to my potential. And that's because I didn't know when that opportunity was gonna come. I'm at work.
It was very random.
Yeah, I'm at work and they hit me up like, we need you to be here in 2 weeks. I said, oh, yeah, hold on.
And now that was a different conversation. It wasn't like the first time.
Yeah, it was different. Because we were still planning the wedding and all that.
Yeah, I'm like.
I had to take a pay cut, everything. And I'm like, dang. it's my dream though. Like I can play. I can actually play this time.
What was
And
that
again,
competition
like I was going through a lot.
Yeah. Oh, that's when you're
So yeah, well, he went 2021. When did you go? Like or in the summertime, like around the summertime. My dad had passed like back in November, but I was still very much dealing.
You
And it was like he said, like, okay, we're planning a wedding. We live together now. Like,
how's it gonna work?
yeah. But I took a day. I prayed. I talked to my mom. Like, I was like, he has to go. He has to go. Like, I know that. I'm like, I know that he has to go. He has to go because just the way that things kind of happened, like the first time that he went, and him not having that opportunity, and I'm like, I get to live my dream every day. I get to do what I want every day, and Eric supports me without a shadow of a doubt. You know what I mean? Like, he never tells me, oh, you can't do this or you can't do that. Like, so I'm like, I can't be that person. Like,
so. And it sucks because like I said, I didn't know when the opportunity was gonna come again. So that was a time where I wasn't trained specifically for football. I enjoy working out, so I was still working out, but I wasn't in football shape. But when I got to Germany to play again, and the first game, I'm going crazy because it's all just adrenaline. I'm just so excited.
He did, yeah.
Like, I'm not in.
I said,
I'm really in. But the fact that I hadn't trained for football, it caught up to me, and I blame myself for not, staying on top of the things that I was supposed to. But I didn't play to the standard that I like to play to, and it's crazy because a bunch of teams still hit me up to come back, but I'm like, we married now, so if she can't come, I'm not coming. And
what's that policy like out there? Like,
well, they have to like put me on his visa. It's like a whole, it's a whole thing.
Because the reason that football players are allowed to go over there is because they can tell their federation, their government, that we're bringing this person from another country because he's significantly better than the people that we have here. So they would have to be able to do the same thing for her to stay the entire duration of the season. And it's hard.
How would that work like for her?
Right, yeah. And so I feel like if I would have played better, they would have jumped on it. They would have found a way.
Oh,
But I feel like because I didn't play that well, some teams are iffy about it. And I mean, I done had a bunch of people hit me up, but I'm like, if y'all don't make that sacrifice, y'all don't want me enough.
So, is it possible for her just to get her a passport? And just like
that's the thing. So I do have a passport, but whenever you go to like another country, I don't know if this is the same for every country, but specifically for Germany, you can only stay 3 months on your passport, and then after that, you have to have a visa.
And the
so
season
now
is
you're overstaying. You're welcome to 6 months.
Yeah, 6 to 7 months.
And one of the biggest things for us is like, we are not going to be separate. Or at least our first year of marriage, we're not doing that.
And it's like, that's my dream. That's what I love to do. But we're a team now, and I can't be selfish. And that was my thing. I was like, I'm not leaving her again for my selfish wants. I'm not gonna do that.
That's dope.
It's tough.
Yeah, it's definitely tough because the opportunity is there. So many teams have said, look, we want you back. But I'm like, I can't do it.
Did you voice that to them? Like,
absolutely. It's on my little profile. Like, my wife has to come with me.
Okay. And it's like, they be skipping over that.
They be skipping over that. and they still be hitting me up. And I be like, no, like, y'all see what it said.
My wife needed too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's good. Because any other person would be like, all right, man, I gotta go. I see you.
I'm telling you, they out there like that.
But I know.
A lot of dudes I play with.
You know your worth. You know what you stand for, and you keep your ground. Absolutely. And they're not used to that because people who they probably call is like people like
it's the people who really just
give a fuck.
Or they not married.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact that they've had people who was married and they had to make the accommodation. That's why I'm not budging on it because I know I'm not the first person.
Right. And if they want you, they like for sure they definitely gonna go that extra mile away. So fast forward to you coming home. Congratulations on the whole Germany.
Appreciate you.
I thought you played a good season, but that might be me being biased.
No, I think I definitely played good because you got to remember I only played 6 games. Like that's not a lot of games, and my stats to be the way they were. I played good. You know, I'm just my own biggest critic.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
I'm gonna always say
Definitely for sure.
I'm gonna always say it wasn't good enough.
Yeah, but you did great.
Appreciate it.
You did do good, baby.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I was like you right there. Hook up the laptop. All right, so you come home and while you're there, Jess is planning a wedding.
Still holding it down.
Still holding it down,
Yep.
being the best fiance ever. How is that like? Because planning a wedding is not easy. Because I attempted and I failed, and the wedding didn't happen yet.
It was tough.
Yeah.
But I wanted it, so I did it. You know what I mean? I never in a million years thought that I would have to plan a wedding or have my wedding without my dad, and that was the biggest like thing that I had to get over. Basically, because it's like, well, he's not here, so keep going. Like,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, there's nothing I can do about it. If I want this wedding to happen, I have to get over that part. And it was definitely stressful. Like, and even the stress was not the planning part of it, the details and the catering, and that wasn't the stressful part. The family, that was stressful. My family, his family, that was the stressors. And I think those stressors, along with grieving, along with Eric not being there, it was
Okay, the part.
yeah, it was a very emotionally draining, mentally draining time, but it was worth it. You know
But
what
I didn't really think about all
You
that.
did it, man.
Yeah, no, you definitely did it. Because if y'all was at the wedding,
That was all her.
the wedding was it. If it wasn't at the wedding, you
It
missed
was
out,
the best.
for sure.
It was
Like,
the
for real.
best day of
I
my
enjoyed
life.
it.
Man, so
And it
much
went
fun,
like
girl.
I enjoyed that.
and it's so funny because I
The after
had.
party too, because they had the after party. They had the
Which
after
we
party.
almost didn't go to.
Right.
It took a lot of convincing, actually.
Once they called me, I was like, okay, cool.
But it was the best day of our life. Like I can say that with every fiber in my being. That, you know, I know people who got married like previously, and clients and stuff like that would tell me, like, you know, the day goes by really fast, take it in. And I did have a moment where I was like ripping and running, but that's like naturally who I am, where I was ripping and running. And one of my best friends, shout out to Kayla,
Shout out to Caleb.
before this, it happened twice. The first time I was at the hotel and we were getting ready to like go to the venue, and she was like, just stop, like relax, just stop, take it in, sit down, eat some food. Like, you don't have to leave right at this moment, things are gonna work out, just stop. And I'm just very grateful that she did that. And then the second time was at the venue, I was doing the same thing, running around, because you know, you have to understand that like I was the planner, so I had to make sure that, like I wasn't just the bride.
At rehearsal, she was like, wait, no, we have to stop, do it again. Monte, come back. Okay.
Cut,
Right.
roll.
DJ, that's not the right song.
But even at the wedding, or like right before it started, I had to like just stop.
Take a
You know
moment.
what I'm saying? And just like take it all in. Like, damn, like this is happening finally. Like, Eric, I have known this man since I was 12 years old. Like, and there is so much power behind that. Like, this is happening. So if this day goes to shit, like, I'm gonna be upset. You know what I'm saying? So let me chill. Like, and then I guess I'll go ahead and tell everyone. I accidentally saw him because I was running around. Because I was doing too much. And the
You
moment
see what be nosy, like for what?
I was gonna go out
It was
there.
by accident.
It was definitely by accident.
And when I seen her, I'm like, what the?
Because
What are you doing?
No,
she didn't.
thank God.
But you was
I was dressed though. Yeah.
And when I saw him, I immediately felt this sense of peace, though, where I was like, okay, let me go sit down.
the vows you couldn't tell, she didn't see him.
Oh my God, like, and I will say this because I don't think Vontae knows. So my mom,
gave
gave me my dad's handkerchief, set like a minute before I walked down. So I'm just like,
You lost it, man.
No, I was like, she was like, damn, just go. Crying, telling you, like, hurry up. Long story short, y'all, it didn't. She didn't say her vows the way she wanted to,
no,
but it was still beautiful.
Thank you.
It was beautiful. The whole wedding was very, very.
And I'm so blessed and grateful for that because you talking to a lot of people about their wedding, it's always a small part that they was like, I did not like that.
Mm-hmm.
But me, but the whole thing was fun to me, honestly. I'm like, I don't really see nothing going bad right now.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was.
Like beginning to end, it was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was.
But to answer your question, it was like a struggle with him not being there, but I made it through.
Yeah, sure. As you should, because this is something you're passionate about.
Yeah.
For sure.
So.
All right. What were you in April? April.
Yeah. Good God,
No, March 16th. You announced that you are not doing hair anymore after April 15th.
right now. Technically.
Oh,
I'm
no, no.
done.
Oh, she's done. Sorry, if you thought you was getting a blowout. Go to my good girl in Africa, the African the little African salon, Dominicans or something. What? How did that happen?
Wow.
What happened? Me closing so soon or closing period?
No, just closing like.
Okay, so I think the best way for me to like explain it is it's one of those things where I did it. I could say I did it, and now it's time to move on. So I think a lot of people were under the impression that me opening my salon was like a dream come true.
Mm-hmm.
That wasn't the case. What happened was I got laid off during the pandemic at a salon, and so it was fail or flight?
I don't know.
Something like it was.
Flow to sink.
Basically.
Nut up and shut up.
Basically, so I was like, okay, I have to make the conscious decision. Like, am I gonna go back into a salon with like a new team and having to rely on, management, just having to rely on someone other than me, or am I just gonna go ahead and take a chance on myself? Now, I took the biggest risk, the biggest jump I've ever taken in my life, and I was terrified, but I had to do it. It was smack dab in the middle of the pandemic. The world had just opened back up. I had clientele, but did I have enough to like sustain me at the time? No. Right. But I had to figure it out because I'm like, well, at this point, if the pandemic ain't taught anybody anything, all you gotta bet on it, like all you have to do sometimes is bet on yourself, like for real. And so I kind of took that and opened my salon suite, and I had a lot of support, I will say that. And so I opened my salon suite, and that's how that kind of came about. But it wasn't like, oh my God, like I've always wanted to do this, like this is finally happening. No, it wasn't like that. It was like, I don't want to work for nobody else, so let me do this. So I got to the point where I am now where I'm just like, I'm not really in the business of like doing things that I don't really want to do. Like, I just am like, okay, I did it. Now it's time to move on. Like, I also want to add in the fact that like owning a business is not for everyone. And I think that at this stage in my life, I don't even want it. To be completely honest, like I don't, not in its entirety. Okay. So I was the hairstylist, the customer service rep, the inventory check, the receptionist, everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I didn't have anyone else to count on but me. So when I didn't feel like it, too damn bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't have a choice, and there was no vacation time. There was no sick days. There was none of that. And it takes a toll on you. Like, it really does. And having to, like, talk to people and be a people person. I mean, it was being on my feet, like my feet hurt. I mean, it was a lot. And it can take away from the love. You know what I'm saying? Because I have to do all of these other things. And we're talking about licensing, and I mean it was a lot. And so I was like, but I don't even want this though. So if I'm gonna be doing a lot like this, I should at least do it for something that I like really want to do, right? So, and it also taught me that I actually really enjoy doing back end stuff. So running businesses and helping to run businesses from the back end, like administrative stuff and stuff like that. I don't necessarily care to be on the forefront or like be in the face of. I don't, but I had to learn that. You know what I mean? I didn't know that. So, like I said, it's not for everyone. I think that social media and society nowadays has people thinking that and it's just like it is, and it's not for everyone, and that's okay.
Yeah.
So
where do you lead to going towards like doing the beauty halls and wedding planning?
So don't call me to plan your wedding. I'm not doing that. Yeah, no, we're not doing that. I did dibble and dabble at one point, and even thought about returning, but no, I don't want to do it. I don't choose that stress. I'm choosing my stresses these days.
Yeah.
And that's not one that
and
I choose.
that's good. That's good.
And so now I've always enjoyed like being in the beauty industry my whole entire life. So whether that was makeup, fashion, hair, whatever, as long as it had something to do with beauty, I was into it.
Right.
So now I'm at a point where I'm like, I do love weddings and I do love bridal and bridal hair, and it's always been like a thing for me. So now I'm like, okay, bridal fashion. Let's see, let's see how that is. So now I absolutely love it.
Do you consider yourself bridal fashion though?
Yeah, 50%.
So
because I'm working two completely different like jobs right now.
Yeah.
But I thoroughly enjoy because my other job doesn't require me to have to physically be somewhere. So, and I can like work from the bed if I wanted to.
So if somebody want to work with you, what do you consider yourself right now?
No one can work with me.
No one can work with you?
No. And I don't like need an assistant. I don't want an assistant. I don't.
If you want to follow her, just follow her.
And I do want to, because there are people who do follow me on social media and they're like, where you been? Like, oh my God, what's going on? And March was the busiest month that I've had in forever because I was still at the salon working with the small business and bridal styling. So I was doing a lot. But there are people that are like, oh my God, girl, where you been? Like, when you see you on the gram, yada yada. So I do want to like,
You've been
my like cute little reels or something.
Those been going on.
Yeah, I really do like that.
Yeah. And have anyone reach out to y'all? Because y'all have, if no one knows, I know because I'm nosy. Y'all have over 1 million views on your reel when you went to Germany. Have anybody reached out to y'all like endorsements or anything?
No, not really. It's more so of like, so when it was in the thick of it, I mean, it was a lot. It was more so of like relationship advice. Everyone wanted relationship advice, but it wasn't like a.
Go to a therapist now.
I mean, I'm still trying to figure it out myself, but but it wasn't too much of that. For a little bit, like even before that, it was more so like, oh, can we photograph you guys, like stuff like that.
Okay. That's cool. No, to you, EJ, Germany, you don't play ball in Germany right now. Right now you're doing your athletic stuff.
Right.
You got TikTok now, so you're doing TikTok and you're doing your reels and you always work with you. So how's that been like? Where do you see yourself going with that?
I just see myself training people. I definitely love playing football, and I feel like I got more years in me. But if that's not in God's plan, if it's not for me, I want to help people get to the place that I couldn't get to. You know what I mean? God blesses us with a talent so we can bless other people.
Right.
So that's really what I want to do. If I can't do it myself, give me a young kid that's in high school right now and let me put my all into him and see where his career goes. That will bring me so much joy.
Right. Oh, that's dope. So in conclusion to all of this, we've been talking for a long time. I I appreciate y'all for real.
How
This is only part 2.
Go ahead and chop it up a little bit.
Yeah, including to all of this, like I do admire Buffett, like I said before.
Thank you.
You doing your thing on the little reel. Both of y'all doing your thing on reels, but I never knew how many views athletic people get
That TikTok is
until watching Jonathan. Like that's all he watched on
people love to see people working out.
Yeah, I'm just like,
yeah.
damn, you don't watch anything else? I watch like little DIYs and like,
okay, so me and him more the same. Y'all two.
Yeah, like he all right, he's just doing push-ups.
Next video.
Try to do that, and he'll save them, and he'll go to the gym, and he'll
rep it. Right, exactly.
And like I never knew that was like so important.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and then we just don't maybe somebody doing makeup or something. I don't know. I watch everything, shit, but yeah. I'm not saving workout videos because I don't work out. So shout out to you and you. So yeah, I think this interview is pretty much finished.
But before we
can we ask you a question?
Yeah, you go ahead if you got a question.
No, I'm the host.
This is my So where do you like see yourself going? Like, how are you feeling these days?
To be honest, I'm taking every day a day at a time. I still want to launch my clothing line. That's why instead of like appreciate it. That's why I just chose to do my podcast under the same name. Mm-hmm. So I could broadcast my clothes and the podcast. Yeah, sure. When you know Trini Flow podcast, you don't know Trini Flow clothes. Right. And that's why every episode I'm having Trini Flow on. So shout out to but yeah, like I'm taking every day a step at a time, and I'm not trying to look in the future. I'm doing what I want to do
for sure.
And you know me, I switch up like I switch up
for real, like you change drums.
Right, so
more often than that.
But it's gonna be under Trini Flow. If I want to goddamn create something, we're gonna be Trini Flows.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I just want to say, like, I'm so proud of you, man. Like, this is dope. Your setup is great.
This is really cool.
For sure.
I mean, we have the little swivel thing.
And I know I've seen firsthand, like, all of the trials and tribulations you had to go through, the struggles, being away from your moms for so long, growing up, having to go to school in Georgia, being from New York. I know it was tough. And I seen it get tough. You know, when we was younger, I didn't know how to help. Mm-hmm. But, you know, I'm here for you now, and I'm just so happy and so proud that you've overcome all those obstacles and doing all these great things. This podcast is going to be lit. Your clothing line is lit. You know, I already believe in that. And I just hope that you just keep pushing and keep pressing like I know you will, and things going to turn out the way they're supposed to.
No, thank you so much.
Thank you for having us.
Nah, but yeah, this is special because this is the first episode. So people who are looking forward to this, it's gonna look forward to like the first episode, and there's people with I fuck with y'all. Yeah. And then y'all got a lot of stuff going on yourself. So just like we helping each other.
And there was 2 people who like don't know you at all when you said that you were gonna have us on, and they like reposted it on their Instagram.
Oh yeah, I seen it, and then I seen EJ people. Well, I don't know who people were.
Yeah.
They follow me. I'm like, oh, it's lit.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's how it starts. So
yeah, but yeah, I appreciate you.
Word of mouth is a beast.
Yeah, tell people where they can find you, and yeah.
So on Instagram at I just changed it.
Right.
Jessica Joy Jackson, Joy with an I.
Heavy on the Jackson.
Heavy.
But you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at IAO_EJ. That's where all the fitness stuff at. So get tuned in on that.
Right, you gonna work out. If you trying to work out, motherfucker, you gonna work out definitely with this motherfucker. Jess, why you not going to this
Relax.
But yeah, I appreciate for watching.
He talked about. Let me get right, cause this get late.
It's cool.
Chicken drumette kind of thing.
You married now.
I got mine.
Right. If you want more episodes of Trini Flow Podcast, home of Chasing the Bag, Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on our YouTube channel. And you could subscribe to our audio only on Spotify and Apple